Alright, so here are my flashcards. Here's my brother with the fam on the FaceTime. Alright. Alright. People are creative. Everybody has something to offer, and cool tools enable us to get jobs done and express our creativity. As technology advances, so do our tools, and that makes our lives a lot easier and way more productive. The tool I want to talk about today is a 3D printer and how easy it is to use. Elon Musk said through 3D printing, robust and high-performing engine parts can be created at a fraction of the cost and the time of traditional manufacturing methods. With that being said, I want to show you how easy it really is to actually produce parts that are functional. With no experience, it took me about 2 hours to get this thing up and running after I took it out of the box. So first I want to talk about the components of 3D printing. You have a couple of different softwares involved. First you have your modeling software. I like to use Fusion 360, and then you have a slicing software. For slicing software I like to use Cura. So if we look right here, this is a model that I made for my daughter's Halloween costume. And if you see, it's all solid lines and surfaces. And then so from here we're going to want to make an STL file, or another file that your slicing software is going to be able to translate. And then we'll go over here into our slicing software, and in our slicing software it actually slices this object into a bunch of different layers and then prints them on top of each other. So if we look here, this is where we would prepare the object, so we would import that STL file into this little window right here, and then from this prepare window here we'll be able to just tell the temperature we want it to do, like the wall thickness, the top and bottom thickness, what you want inside of your object. Everything's done here in the prepare window, and then we'll go over to preview, and this will actually show you layer by layer what your tool is going to be doing. So I'll just skip ahead to kind of see what's going on. So yeah, so once you have this, then you're going to export this file as a G-code file, and then that actually shows, it tells the printer what to do. It commands the printer every move it makes, every time it heats up, it all comes from G-code, and the G-code comes from your slicing software. So next I want to talk about the components of the printer. First, you have your bed. This is where your object is going to be made. It's very important to have this level. If it's not level, then you'll just print a bunch of strings. You have your X, Y, and Z axis. This is your Y axis here, your X axis here, and then Z goes up and down. You have your extruder, and that's actually what pushes the filament out. And your filament is just some kind of plastic. There's actually a bunch of different filaments that you can use when 3D printing. PLA is a super easy one, low temperature. Super easy to use. And here we have a screen just for adjusting temperature on the go, and make little, just minor adjustments as it's printing. You can adjust the G-code here in real time. And then after you're done, you're going to need to prepare all your prints. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can sand them or paint over them. So there's a lot of things you can do to prepare your print for actual use. I want to talk about some uses of 3D printing. So for any kind of like quick prototyping, quick and small scale prototyping, if you only need one part, it's really expensive if you have another company do that for you. So if you can just print a quick part and see if it fits and it works, then you can have larger scale injection molds made of that specific part. But it makes it super easy, super fast for low budget projects. So that's really awesome. You can make molds, and then you can make molds, and then you can actually cast those molds into things like jewelry or anything you want to cast, as long as it fits on your bed. You can print it pretty much, and it can be up to about this tall, as long as however high your z-axis goes up. Soft robotics is another really cool thing. It's like a moving part that doesn't have any motors or anything like that. So there actually be 2 or 3 different kinds of extruders that'll extrude different filaments out of them. So some of them might bend or be more rigid, and they can make things like fingers, super usable, and all be the same part in the same print, which is pretty cool. Now that you understand the possibilities, it's really up to your imagination on what you build. Like Thomas Edison said, there's no rules here, we're just trying to accomplish something. So now that you know the basics, let your mind wander. And if you can think it, you could probably print it.